top step of that podium. Let's see if they can get
100
underway.
points, Joe.
Yeah, indeed.
Here we go. Looks a lot better in the first part of the grid. That should be fine. And the amber lights have not flashed on the gantry, which makes me think we've got to start. They sweep round in through the crook there and up the hill towards Christmas Corner. And it is the Gilman car from Cormac. I think it's Turchek third. But we'll have that confirmed when we can get a bit closer and read some of the numbers. And they sweep now down through Inkermans and into Ashby. Indeed, third place is that 1-2-2 of Adam Turchek, and it is Max Gilman leading Josh Cormac. So they've gone off in grid order and floating now round through Chapman with a real zip on the carts. Not zip carts, just a zip on the carts as these engines are now firing up and the tyres are beginning to come in, but they're going to be another lap before they're super happy with them. And
here we come then, Nick. Round to complete. Lap number 1, it's the Thule Motorsport driver, Max Gilman, who leads. KR Sports, Josh Cormac across in second, Turacek third, and then Plowman, Clark, Sale, Fabricus, Price, Fraser Anderson ninth, and rounding off the top 10 right there on the first lap is Harvey Bacon. A little bit of a movement there for 5th and 6th,
yeah,
I think.
It's interesting the top 3 seem quite happy with being the top 3 at that time. I think whether they may have decided, individual between them, that let's try and put down 3 or 4 laps, and then before we get scrappy, 171 JJ Plowman, who we've not heard a lot of, he's been there or thereabouts, but JJ putting in a good performance here, currently in 4th and actually catching up the 3rd place Adam Turek. And now we're just waiting to see as they go through the boot. Oh, Turek, the loss of momentum from Josh Cormac there meant Turek actually kind of went into the back very lightly, not heavily, but they all tripped over themselves a little bit. 5th place is the yellow 140 of Jensen Sile. Sebastian Clark, a big loser in that time, lost a couple of positions.
Yeah, I feel they're playing a high-speed game of chess at the moment, and just behind the top 3, there's another one to tick, Paul. Just behind the top 3, JJ Plowman for ST Racing's just wanting to get involved in that battle for the top 3 places. There are podium positions right now, but it's not over. And who's that behind Plowman? Jensen Sale. He's getting involved as well. But these 3 certainly playing a waiting game. And with just under 8 minutes, it's the same sort of time scale for a heat now. We've had the extra 2 minutes, and there's a move for the lead. And it's worked, and through has gone Josh Cormac. In fact, it looks like it's going to be real bad news for Gilman, because, yes, he's gone from 3rd. So from 1st to 3rd. Turacek through into 2nd. Great move. Opportunist move from Turacek as the lead changed there, and it was Josh Cormac who went through, and then that what happened was that as he went through, Gilman went into slightly back in the back of him and lost momentum. So as he swept back to take the lead, he clipped him and lost, and that's why Turacek got through. So I think it's a very, very frustrated Max Gilman in 3rd now. Down the inside of JJ Plowman has gone Jensen Sale, and I think he's made that stick. Sale now ahead of Plowman. Yeah. So the narrative about Josh Cormac managed to make a little bit of break on Turek. So just see. Now in the 3rd place, the 169, that's the green overalled kart, which was at the front. That's when the 2 karts were identical, it was quite hard to tell them apart, but there it is with the red and the black helmet. That's Max Gilman. We've got Max written in the back of his head, which helps as well. We're watching him go away from us as they sweep through the crook again. But Josh Cormac, 4/10 of a second. So the battle now is more 2nd, 3rd and 4th as the brakes are slammed onto Christmas Corner. Sudek goes through. Now, interestingly, it wasn't the best of Christmas corners for Gilman. He's now got Sale on his tail, and Sale has been one of the drivers who's been kind of moving forward more in this race than we've seen so far in the meeting, Joe. Yeah, we're going to see a lot more movement as we get towards the second half of this 10 minutes and 1 lap, remember, for our final. So still plenty of time. Turacek just checking over his shoulder, and there's another move from Sale. Yeah, Sale's looked much racier than he did in either the superheats. He's taken Max Gilman, who must be sitting there going, wondering what he's done wrong, really. He's having a lovely day, out for a nice Sunday drive in the lead of this race, and suddenly he's in 4th and doesn't really seem to have the rolling pace of the others. That's a replay of how it happens, but it's the 140. And they're coming through here. Cormac. So Jensen Sale now is scored in 3rd place. So still leading by about half a second. It's Josh Cormac. Adam Turek is under intense pressure now from Sale, who really is a driver on the move, looking left, looking right, not quite making it. Oh. He's just looking for a gap now, isn't he, Sale? He's looking for Turacek, who's been really pacey all weekend, really. Here we are. The important bit is now going into the second half of this Intermax final. Cormac leads by 8/10. Turacek right with Jensen Sale on his bumper in second and third. As the leaders come through, Inkermans down into Ashby. And Turacek has lost that second place at Christmas Corner. Turacek now down into third. And can Gilman come through as well? Now we've got Gilman all over the rear bumper of Adam Turacek. Behind them is ST Racing's JJ Plowman, who's sort of been neglected a little bit in this lot. He's trying all he can to get on terms, back on terms, and then not far from Plowman's bumper is James Fabricus.
Yeah, so it's been an interesting moment for Josh Cormac. He's managed to completely gap the rest of the field. Jensen Sale's been the big mover driving up through the... When did Sale start, Joe? Because he seems to have come through from probably a 6th or 7th.
He started fifth.
Fifth, okay. I mean, but he must have dropped back before moving forward then.
He's got some very quick drivers ahead of him, so he's got to
he's made second place.
Plan his attack, and he's made his way through. He's eased his way through into second. He's with Ambition Motorsport as well. He's with the Ambition team.
There's a lot of Ambition people.
Yes,
because the team manager keeps getting called up for various things. I'm not sure
well, it's a
plus or minus.
Yeah,
he's certainly earning his corn.
Cormac's the fastest driver, certainly at the front, and he's eked out a bit of a 1.1 seconds, so just over a second is the gap between that kart there at the front of the field and the kart in front that's just crossing the line in the lead. No change for positions there all the way down the first 6. Just look at the pace of these Intermax karts through that section of track here, absolutely flying.
So the big battle now is third and fourth, really. 122 of Adam Turacek, who had a good yesterday and had a medium today, but he's under pressure now. Any second could be losing that third place, which is last place at the podium, a chance to stand up and wave your hands and get a picture taken at the end of the day with Max Gilman, who started so well and then had a poor middle. Now he's got to try and get himself back on the podium.
Well, it's important, isn't it? Final step at the podium. They want to be there this afternoon to be presented with the trophy, and of course there's more championship points for that position of Adam Turacek's. So Turacek knows that as well, so he'll do all he can to keep Gilman behind. The first two are spacing out now, aren't they? Cormac, Sale, Turacek and Gilman still together. 2.5 minutes remaining. It's getting intense now. We're getting towards checkered flag time. Remember, the drivers can see exactly how much time is left on the board every time they come underneath the start gantry.
So yeah, it's kind of oddly, there was a very intensive start. It's kind of eased back now as they just really kind of matching the speed. The Cormac lead is the same over Sar. Sar's got that lead over Turacek. Turacek is under pressure, but he doesn't seem to be really in any danger, particularly of losing that place to Gilman, who's obviously started so well. So it's Turacek there in frame on the 122 kart. That's the light blue side pods. Behind him with the green overalls, that's Max Gilman. And behind them it's JJ Plowman in a good 5th place.
I think Gilman's just dropped back a little bit off Turacek, hasn't he? Whether that's him losing pace or Turacek increasing his pace. We're inside the final 90 seconds now. So Gilman, as I say that, Nick, Gilman's coming back. He's right on his bumper again.
Yeah, they're going to get 2 more after this one. They might get 3 more. They get 2 more. Might get 3 more.
And look at that. Third and fourth have come back to Jensen Sale. So that's not done. The second step of the podium is something that we could well be talking about very soon. The first step of the podium, that's Josh Cormac. And he's just out of the picture there to the right because he's in the lead by about 1.3 seconds.
Those 100 points are currently bearing a mistake by him in his pocket. However, Sales, he had a 6/10 lead last time around from half a second. So it's come down by a 1/10. But the interesting thing, of course, is that Turacek, who can attack, is also the person most likely to be attacked by Max Gilman. As you can see, just a couple of tenths back, well, a couple of kart lengths back.
I just noticed there, Gilman, when he braked there, the rear end of the kart was squirming around. So that just shows just how late these karts are braking. So Turacek, very, very hard to pass purely because he's flat out. Absolutely flat chat. Last of the late breakers. So Gilman is trying his best to stay with him. And yes, he might just be able to mount a bit of a challenge and wait for a bit of a mistake. It might not come, that's the thing.
So this is 2 to go now.
Very
We go over the
equal.
line. It's penultimate lap. Josh McCormack starts at 9:47. He ticks the beam, so he'll get this and one more. Siles outed his lead to 0.8 of a second now, so he's kind of worn off that initial attack by Turacek. I think really he's more concerned about keeping Gilman behind him for that final set in the podium.
Here they go then, penultimate lap it is for everybody. Cormac's extended the lead, might as well call that 1.7 rather than 1.6, it's 1.69, so 1.7 seconds is the lead. This is the battle for third we're looking for. It's Adam Turacek on that third and final step of the podium from Max Gilman, the Thule liveried Kart there, second in the picture. The orange helmet chasing down Turacek on the light blue nose cone, bright yellow helmet. Looks over his shoulder, last lap board. Time running out. So they know that, don't they? They know they're going to be, they know they've got very little time to. Here it comes. Defensive driving from Turacek.
That's going to cost him some time. But
Gilman had to do the same. Gilman was looking, he's looking for a way by. He's just looking for that gap. Little bit of argy-bargy going on now.
Quite a lot of argy-bargy.
Well, you can see the driver's helmet just rocking back. And Turacek there comes through. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out and who we'll see on the third step of the podium after seeing this. And SD Racing's JJ Plowman looking like he's going to capitalise on these two, who basically broke out into a fist fight there. Across the line has gone Josh Cormack. He will take the checkered flag in fine style with a gap of 1.7 seconds from Jensen Sale, but that's where the action was for third place. Adam Turacek finishes third. Here's that Turacek coming back. Had
three coming together prior to that.
Yeah, and that forced Max Gilman out onto the outside of Parker's on the run down to Chapman. So it's Gilman who finishes in fourth. Behind him, right on his bumper, is JJ Plowman. James Fabricus was sixth. Grayson Wortley seventh. Eighth was Sebastian Clark. Ninth was Thomas Jackson. And rounding off the top 10, Harvey Bacon. There's the rest of the 19 kart field there on the screen for you to check where your driver finished.